Greetings and God bless. So something I notice as a pedestrian is so in the morning when I'm watching the sunrise, that's when there's airplane activity doing the chemtrail spraying, which blocks out the sun, and so it'll be the tic tac formation. And the chemtrails are only in the proximity of the sun or where the wind's going to blow the clouds over the sun, and this happens in 20-degree winter weather. Um, as if the earth needs to be colder, right? And I know my liberal friends and family will say, yeah, that's we got to do that. We got to make it cold in the wintertime when it's 20 degrees out already. So something else I noticed, and this happened I started noticing it in 2013. Now, I've always been a pedestrian. I had been living in Oregon and I lived in California, grew up in New York, and lived in Massachusetts. But and I was a pedestrian. I would be waiting for the bus or walking somewhere. But it was in 2013 I started noticing like these contrails. So it wasn't a chemtrail. It wasn't some kind of gooey, gluey thing that was a blob and kind of morphed. It would be just like something just going straight up. So, or that's what I first noticed is and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess there's an airport where there's no airport, and and the stuff is just happening. Or I'd see it go like straight down, and it's like so weird because it's like, what airplane is going just vertically up into space? And so today, I guess I don't know if it's like a half moon or something like that, but I was walking, and so what happens is, I'm just like going up a hill or whatever. And so, the birds are chirping. And so I'm looking up at the bird and, oh, there's the moon. And then, so, the sky is like this. And then all of a sudden I'm seeing something with the contrails. And this happened like 3 or 4 times today where the sky appeared because I'm walking in, the same direction for an hour, or 45 minutes or something like that. And I'm sitting, I'm taking breaks and, just enjoying the birds and trying to cope with the walking and, just chilling out for like 10 minutes and walking half a block and sitting. Anyways, so I have time to enjoy nature, hear the wind in the trees, see the birds. And, but yeah, so it's like the sky is blue. And then the next time I look, there's a something flying and leaving the contrail. Now, this is the more misty stuff, and it fades. It fades after a few seconds, as opposed to the chemtrails, which last for hours, and it takes over the whole sky for the rest of the day. So, does anybody else have this experience? One last thing. So it's February 2024, and I would say, so I get to see the sunrise, and it would be like, if you're 12 o'clock, the sunrise would be like maybe more at like a 10 o'clock from where I'm sitting facing you. Okay. So it'd be like at 10 o'clock. But and maybe there's, my timing of looking out the window is different. But it seems like the sun is now rising like at 9 o'clock or something like that. So, it could be me just not tracking things, but like I would be watching the same place because the past 3 months I've been watching the sunrise from the same location. And so I was looking at the more 10 o'clock direction, but then it's like at 9 o'clock, or maybe not 9 o'clock, but it's at more like 9:15 or something like that. And I'm like, you know, like, I mean, it could be. Most likely is that I just have made an error in the time of day that I'm looking or whatever. But I just wondered if anybody else noticed that. But so, morning chemtrails blocking the sun, that's explainable. We know they want to interfere with farming and even nature and our mood by making it cold and cloudy and overcast. But when it's a clear day and the moon is really visible, like what is up with things like flying like straight up where like that's not going to Italy or something, that's trying to go straight up, or when something's going like straight down, or like that's not where there's an airport. Like what is up with that? And so I looked up like meteors and comets and stuff like that, and that th- that makes sense. But wouldn't that be in the news if you could see like 4 daytime meteors or something like that? I mean, yeah, it doesn't do a big flash or something. And lastly, so everything that's really popular right now is somebody's little device. Their smartphone, right? And so everybody's all hypnotized by their smartphone. They're addicted to their smartphone. They're under the command of their smartphone because the smartphone tells them what to do. The smartphone's in control of, how they find out about who's calling them or who's texting them, or your bank account and stuff like that. So when sorry, so so people are just doing this, right? They're just looking at their palm. They're not looking up at the sky. Like we could have an asteroid shower and nobody would notice because everybody's on their smartphone. Everybody's just so busy. Like at the grocery store, the people working the cash register, or the people, of course, like it's a tough job, it's a thankless job, it's a dreary job, it's an underpaid job, and it's an important job. But I see people like employees on their phones, like in between, like just the moment, it takes for you to go to the register or whatever, and I understand this is just the culture we're in right now, but when I was growing up, you didn't get to like pull out War and Peace while you're, waiting for the customer to get to the the register. But that's the way it is nowadays. And but my point is that everybody's like so dependent on their phone, and that they wouldn't even see an asteroid colliding with Earth. Not that anybody really could see it, but nobody's just looking up at the sky or the birds at the leaves on the tree. So anyways, do you guys know what's up with is it meteors? Is it planes? Like when it's a clear day and you only see them for like an inch, of the sky, and then they seem to disappear. They pop in, pop out. So thanks for watching, and any comments. God bless.